Hook on Tuesday night, I became a $47 million millionaire. The next morning, I told no one. Instead, I flipped on a light to see the truth. A $5,000 test to find who would stand with me when I had nothing left to give. The result? 9 relatives, 7 refusals, 1 promise that evaporated, and 1 $3,000 envelope with a pull-out sofa. I'm Evelyn, and before I reveal who showed their true face, answer this. If you got rich tomorrow, who's the first person you'd call, and why? My name is Evelyn, 34, an accountant. Last Tuesday morning, I checked my lottery ticket like I always do, and 6 numbers lined up like someone had placed them there. 47 million. I didn't scream. I didn't call anyone. I poured a glass of water, hands shaking, then did the dullest thing a new winner could do, closed my laptop, turned off my phone, and took a walk to breathe. No yachts or mansions in my head. Just very accountant questions. What's the tax rate? Lump sum or annuity? Public or private claim? Who will know before I even understand what I'm doing? By noon, I'd made decision number 1. Tell no one yet. Not from stinginess, because I know a hard truth. Money makes noise. Plans need quiet. I booked a financial attorney. We set up a blind trust, a legal entity to claim and manage the prize. I gave it a cold balance sheet name, Northbridge. From now on, Evelyn is just an employee of Northbridge. The ticket, signatures, claim steps, everything runs through the entity, not me. Leaving the office, I caught my reflection in the elevator. The same gray shirt, tied back hair, faint under eyes, and I wanted to keep it that way for a while. If you think it's cruel to hide this from family, I get it. I once imagined I'd call someone and shout, "We made it!" But years in accounting taught me 2 things. 1, good news without discipline becomes chaos. 2, money exposes cracks we don't want to see. I grew up in a normal family. We love each other, but money is weird. When someone needs help, we're family. When it's time to pay back, everyone has reasons. I've swiped cards just this once, made temporary loans, then waited on promises with no due date, no resentment, just tired. So this time I paused before creating hope, for them or for me. I spent 48 hours reading, lottery winners losing friends, divorcing, going broke from investing for relatives, being doxxed and moving homes. Some got rich and appeared on bankruptcy lists 4 years later. Common thread, too little planning, too many feelings. I told myself, Evelyn, money isn't a reward for suffering. It's a new test. Can you stay calm? I wrote a 4-step rule on my fridge. 1, strategic quiet, no flexing, no hints, no sudden lifestyle changes. 2, legal firewall, blind trust, mail drop, independent tax counsel, segregated accounts. 3, personal cash standard, pay myself a steady salary, comfortable, not conspicuous. 4, cooling period, 90 days with no big moves, no house, no quitting, no rescuing anyone. Dry? Yes, but that dryness saved me from tearful calls. If I don't tell, no one faces the help or not dilemma. If I'm still shaking at 47 million, no one else has to carry my knee-jerk reactions. I gave myself the rare privilege of slowing down, especially hard for women trained to be the family's solution. If you're thinking, what if it's my turn tomorrow? Don't wait for a jackpot. Act like your wealthier self has already arrived and needs to protect both present and future. Write your quiet script. After big news, job, inheritance, win, who are the first 3 calls? List names plus roles, legal, tax life, not whoever is online. Prep a raincoat entity. Ask a lawyer about a basic trust or LLC now. Knowledge on the shelf creates calm when luck lands. A's, decouple feelings from cash flow. Open a lifestyle account and pay yourself a fixed salary. Kill the thought, now I can buy everything. Discipline equals durable freedom. Make a temptations list. Car, trip, paying others' debts. Face them now, Give them 90 days to see what still makes sense after emotions cool. Write a boundary creed, one short paragraph for your eyes only. My money is not a tool to be loved. I help when helping doesn't harm me. Read it daily, especially when someone asks for a short-term loan. I'm not saying everyone should go silent. Every family is different. But whether you got a raise, landed a huge client, or received an inheritance, build a buffer between your good news and the world's reaction. 3 quiet days, a consult, or simply a list of questions before you speak. Trust me, slow is fast when money's involved. You may ask, what about family, Evelyn? I asked myself too. I chose to be loving enough not to turn money into other people's test, and clear-eyed enough not to become a walking ATM. That story comes next. For now, before you tell anyone, talk to yourself. 1 sheet of paper, 1 pen, and 3 questions. 1. What do I actually want in the next 12 months? 2. What could ruin that if I rush? 3. Who can help me keep this quiet and disciplined? I'm 34, an accountant. I won $47 million. I set up a blind trust and chose not to tell anyone, not to hide, but to protect what matters most: calm, boundaries, and the future. If luck knocks, let silence enter before the applause. I titled the plan the $5,000 test, not to trap anyone, just to see clearly the money-emotion wiring in my relationships before anyone learned I had money. 3 rules. Bold on a sticky note. 1. One script for everyone. No embellishments. Fair to avoid self-deception. 2. One number, $5,000. Big enough to feel, small enough to be possible. 3. One filter, no conditions. Help because of me, not because of promised returns. I rehearsed in the mirror like a pitch. The company shut down suddenly. Unemployment is pending. I need $5,000 to get through a month. Rent plus medical bills. I'll repay as soon as I can. If that's hard, even part of it helps. No is an acceptable answer. No pressure. I breathed evenly. Still Evelyn, gray shirt accountant. Except this time I wanted truth, not comfort. Call number 1, Mom. She panted at company closed, rapid-fired questions about benefits and cutting expenses. At the number, she paused. Warren and I just put money down on a lake house. Let me check. Have you asked your dad or Lisa? I nodded into silence. She loves me her way. Worry, advice, and passing the ball. Coffee with Dad. Arms folded, teacher voice. I told you to keep 6 months' expenses. Do you really need that apartment? What about streaming? 20 minutes on prudence. Not once. I'll help. I wrote a dash in my notebook. Care equals lecture. Lisa's house. Stone Island, espresso machine, photo walls. She held my hand, eyes wet. Until $5,000. Her face shifted. We just got an Audi, tuition is due, the bathroom remodel. Let me talk to Paul. Maybe not the full $5,000, or you could stay with us. The living room is storage, but we can clear it. I thanked her. I didn't need a couch. I needed trust. Jason. Text. Rough timing, sis. Let me see. Then silence. Straight to voicemail when I called. Memories of last time, I swear. Another line. History, repeat. Stephanie, stepmom. Crisp. Cut expenses. This is a lesson. Warren and I won't touch retirement. I bit my lip. Last year I helped fix the family cabin roof. Apparently not my family. Aunt Heather. Cold. That company always looks shaky. I said go into banking. Everyone struggles. Don't beg. Hours later, the family knew I was begging. Cousin Ryan. Warm promise. I'll bring a check at lunch. An hour before, something came up. Then vanished. I marked, generous equals words. Around I went. Different flavors, same core. Their money had its own storyline, and I was a side character. I fought off bitterness. This wasn't to convict anyone. It was to position myself. Then the phone buzzed. Martha. She didn't wait for my call. Are you okay? Your mom mentioned something. Lunch tomorrow. My treat. Diner, formica table, simple eggs. No promises, no lecture. She asked specifically. Applications, contacts. After, she pulled an envelope from her purse. $3,000. Not the full amount, but it covers rent. If it's tight, my sofa pulls out. My throat closed. It's hard to accept. She smiled. Family shows up when it's inconvenient. Payback or not today's problem. For the first time all week, my chest fully exhaled. That night, I opened an Excel, $5,000 test responses. Martha, immediate action, no conditions, offers housing. Mom, concern plus, let me check, passes responsibility. Dad, lecture plus principles, zero commitment. Lisa/Paul, empathy, financial pressure. We'll see. Jason, avoidance. Heather, Stephanie, judgment, theory. Ryan, promise, ghost, no good bad ticks, just one line at the bottom. Money doesn't make them worse. It exposes their logic. In that logic, Martha, the one with the least, gave right away, plus space to breathe. That's the anchor I held when my heart began to sour. That night I told her, I didn't lose my job. I was testing who stands with me when I have nothing. She paused. I'm not angry, just sad you felt you had to test. But I understand. People show you who they are when helping inconveniences them. That was my permission to stay steady. If you're considering a similar test, here's an ethical, safe, workable version to protect you and respect them. 1. Clear intent. Write why you're doing it. E.g., assess reliability under stress, not to expose people. Blurry motives warp results. 2. One script, one number, one deadline. I need X for Y. If you can't, that's okay. Please let me know by Z so I can plan. 3. Prioritize non-money help. Job leads, resume review, going with you to the bank. Real ones show up with time and network, not just cash. 4. Record, don't label. Capture facts, like my sheet. Skip, good, bad. You're not a judge, you're a boundary setter. 5. Limit the window. Max 7 days, once per person. Longer equals more pain. 6. Exit kindly. Thanks for listening. No worries. I appreciate the honesty. Dignity kept. Expectations closed. 7. No public retaliation. Don't post. Strategic quiet keeps you free to choose later, even to help anonymously. Most of all, don't use a test as an excuse to stay in a relationship that's no longer safe. The test is a mirror, not a bridge. From the results, set your rings. Who's inner circle? Who's social? Who needs distance? Clarity once, lightness for years. My chapter ends here. The $5,000 test gave me data, not drama. It told me Martha is my anchor, that a few promises can't match a $3,000 envelope and a pull-out sofa. With that data, I felt free to stay quiet about 47M. Without resentment. I chose to see clearly so I could love rightly. You can too. Start with one honest script, one reasonable number, and a heart not hunting for excuses. That night, I carried Martha's $3,000 home like a life preserver. I flipped on the kitchen light, filled a glass, and looked around my small apartment as if I'd just moved in. Same worn chair, folding table, fridge crowded with bills. One thing had changed. I no longer needed those papers to steady myself. I set the envelope down, stared at it, then called my aunt. Are you free? Can I stop by? 15 minutes later, we sat at her table, wooden top, crooked daisies, kettle hissing softly. I took a breath. I need to tell the truth. I didn't lose my job, and I won the lottery. I have a trust. It's under control. You're the first to know. Martha didn't gasp. She widened her eyes, placed her palm flat like pinning a flying page. "So you protected yourself," she said gently. "Good. No how much, no since when, no what will you buy, just good." I'd prepped for legal, tax, and privacy talk, but her non-demanding reaction put a lump in my throat. "I'm an accountant. I know how to present data." For the first time, I spoke from the heart. "You showed me something. Money is a mirror. It doesn't make anyone kinder or worse. It just reflects what's already there. For some, it magnifies lecturing. For others, a heavy sigh. With you, it reveals a clear space where someone is calm enough to step aside." She smiled, refilled tea. "Money isn't the villain. It's a magnifying glass. Who we already are. It lets everyone see, especially ourselves." She told me an old story, a small inheritance, a clever ex-husband, a forged signature. That's when I learned. Some people see a person, some see a resource. I told her about the family meeting I planned, the averted eyes, the "we'll see," the silence. She didn't grade anyone. She asked, "What do you want your relationships to look like from now on?" It felt like someone cracked a window in a stale room, no longer what they are, but what I choose. "I choose honesty without exhibition," I said. "I'll tell the truth, to the right person, at the right time. I owe no one the right to know. I owe myself the right to peace." She nodded. We drafted a one-pager called The Quiet Accord, not to hide, but to protect dignity while living with a big secret. Intentional quiet, no flaunting, no hints, no tests. Layered truth. Layer 1, advisors legal. Layer 2, one worthy relative, her. Layer 3, need to know for doing good properly. No more scripted tests. Experiments over, now comes action. Help with limits, favor systems over envelopes. Anonymity over credit. Capacity building over rescue. Boundaries need no apology. No is a full sentence. She slid it back to me. "You just installed a new operating system for your relationships," she said. "One more thing." She tapped layered truth. "You chose me for layer 2. I'm grateful, but you owe me nothing beyond kindness." I noticed her slight pinky tremor. Blood sugar not perfect. "I want you secure," I said. "I'll set up a trust for you. Medical costs, retirement, monthly, not a lump sum anyone can target. And I want you to pick an accessible home near me." She paused, then smiled the smile of someone who planned to decline, but changed her mind to let me have the joy of giving. "If we do this, call it a gift you give yourself," she said. "You're choosing the right companion." On her porch later, summer insects drummed. I knew truth given to the right person isn't heavy anymore. It becomes a frame for decisions. In that frame, "Money is a mirror" isn't a slogan, it's a light dimmer. Less glare in others' eyes, enough glow for me to see the path. Next morning, I wrote myself a 4-line note. 1. Money doesn't define Evelyn. 2. How Evelyn uses money tells Evelyn's story. 3. Truth, given wisely, frees. Truth in the marketplace shreds. 4. Gratitude, without indebtedness, is freedom's base. I filed it under operating philosophy. When an old last-minute texter pings at midnight, I read those lines, slowly, like counting breaths. If you're holding a big secret, money, job, inheritance, torn between tell and keep, here are 3 practical steps. 1. Choose an anchor person. O. Criteria. No demands, keeps confidence, asks questions more than giving advice. O. Non-manipulative trial, share a slice first. I have a major financial decision. I need a listener. Watch how they listen. O. Goal, move the secret from burden to scaffolding. 2. Write your personal quiet accord, 2 pages. O. Page 1, purpose, why silence now? Scope, who knows, doesn't. Time frame, e.g., 90 days. O. Page 2, money principles, anonymous, public, envelope is system, rescue, enable, boundary phrases, not ready to share, thanks for caring. O, post it where you'll see it. When emotions spike, return to the document, not the timeline. 3. Install the mirror filter before decisions. Ask and write, oh, what is this decision reflecting in me? Fear of being left, need for validation, or genuine good? Oh, if no one knew I had money, would I still do this? Oh, a year from now, what story do I want this choice to tell about me? Not sure. Delay 72 hours. Time is the strongest emotional bleach. One last thing, from someone who's walked through conversations in silence. Family doesn't require receipts. Love doesn't generate debt. Money can buy chairs close together. It can't make us face the same way. Find your Martha, someone who puts you before your money, and mirror it back. Honesty, kindness, and clear boundaries. I'm Evelyn. I told the truth to the right person, and from that moment my secret stopped being a shield, became a space to live by my values. If you're between a shut door and an open one, crack it. To the right person, and let the light do the rest. I hit send in a family group text. Sunday, 3 p.m. at my place. Important, in person. 60 minutes. No details, no emoji. I arranged the living room like a meeting. Chairs in a crescent, a small water table, no snacks to keep us from drifting. On the table, 3 handouts. 1, a 60-minute agenda. 2, meeting rules. 3, my boundary statement. I wasn't telling anyone about the win. Today was not explanation. It was installation. At 3 sharp, they filed in. Mom Warren, Dad Stephanie, Lisa Paul, Jason, Aunt Heather. Martha came last, met my eyes, my steadiness check. I stood. Thanks for coming. I'll be brief and clear so we leave with less confusion. Agenda. 05, goals, rules. 5 to 25, my statement. 25 to 50, QA, 3 minutes each. 50 to 60, next steps, rules, bolded. 1, no interruptions. 2, no sarcasm, no digging up old fights. 3, speak in I statements. 4, 1 speaks, 1 records. Notebook and pen in the middle. My statement, calm, blame-free. 2 weeks ago, I told a few of you I was in a bind and asked to borrow $5,000. I did that to understand expectations and boundaries between me and the family. Result, most couldn't or didn't. 1 person helped immediately and offered housing, Aunt Martha. I'm not saying this to judge. I'm saying it so you understand the boundaries I'll live by from today. I read from the boundary statement. I will no longer lend or co-sign for family. If I help, it'll be systemic, job leads, budget reviews, not cash. I will not discuss income, assets, or plans with anyone but advisors. The default answer to money questions is, I'm not comfortable sharing. If an event costs money, whoever proposes it pays. No more Evelyn's got it. Respect my space, no drop-ins, no photos, posts without consent. If someone smears me or spreads misinformation, I'll step back from gatherings for 6 months. No debates. Silence for 3 beats. Then the usual wave. Mom's frown, Dad's tapping finger, Lisa's sigh, Jason's phone. I pointed at the agenda. QA is coming. Here's the why. I used to be the fixer. Swipe my card, plug last-minute holes, carry the shame so everyone could relax. In return, I learned, when I blur boundaries, I teach people to overlook me. So from today, clarity over blind generosity. To Mom, I hear your worry, but let Warren check is a no. I respect no. Please don't pass me to others. To Dad, your emergency fund lecture is solid. When I'm asking for knowledge, not for a hand to hold. Next time, if it's a no, just say no. To Lisa, offering a couch is easy to say, hard to live. I don't need a bed. I need trust. To Jason, you don't owe me an explanation. You don't owe me at all, and I no longer lend. To Aunt Heather, I know you're blunt. From now on, please share feedback privately, not as family news. I closed. I'm fine. I have a new work plan and can take care of myself. I don't need money today. I need respect for boundaries. QA. I stuck to short, scripted answers so emotion didn't run the show. Why scare everyone, then call it an experiment? I'm sorry for the feelings this caused. My goal was to reset boundaries. I won't do tests again. I have the data I need. So what's your income now? I'm not comfortable sharing. I'm okay. Repeat if pressed. If there's an emergency, will you help? I help systemically, budgeting, referrals, job search, no cash, no guarantees. You sound accusatory. I'm not accusing. I'm taking responsibility for teaching the wrong expectations, and I'm changing that. Why didn't you come to Mom first? I did, and I respect the answer. Please don't pass the ball next time. If anyone interrupted, I pointed to the rules. Let me finish. If voices rose, I lowered mine. We have 12 minutes left. Let's keep to time. I wasn't there to win. I was there to keep tempo. At minute 50, next steps. I'll attend fewer big gatherings for 3 months. For one-on-ones, please schedule. Requests for support, send by email. I read Tuesdays. I'll answer yes/no within 72 hours. If it's health urgent, call me. I'll prioritize. This was hard to hear. Clarity will make things lighter long-term. Door open. No hugs, no family selfie. People left, annoyed, puzzled, quiet. Martha stayed to wash 2 cups. You did well, she said. I didn't win anything, I said. I stopped my habit of smoothing it over. That night I wrote minutes. What to keep, what to tweak. I added to my boundary toolkit. 3-line decline text. Request day, Tuesdays. System supports list. Doctors, accountants, job coaches. Tripwire, smear, privacy breach. Step back 6 months. Planning your own family meeting? 1. Meet like a meeting. Agenda, timing, rules, notes. Discipline holds you up. 2. 1-page script, 3 boundaries, 3 reasons, 3 repeatable answers. Repeat words so feelings don't improvise. 3. End with logistics, channel, cadence, what counts as urgent. Don't leave space for emotional invoicing later. I'm Evelyn. I faced without exposing. I was clear without cruelty. From now on, no one values me by my wallet. My worth lives in the lines I draw and keep. A year later, my calendar has no red blocks reading deadline, urgent, overdue. Instead, mornings in the garden, middays at the foundation, afternoons visiting elders. I moved from that old apartment into a small, warm, bright house, windows over rosemary and cherry tomatoes. 3 blocks away lives Martha, a 1-story craftsman, wide doorways for her walker days, grab bars in the bath, low-set kitchen. Every Thursday morning I knock, she lifts the lid off oatmeal, I brew coffee. We talk about simple things, new coffee beans, a good book, last night's tutoring. Some days we don't talk at all, and the silence is full. That 1-page operating system we drafted is now real life. I set up a trust for Martha, covers meds, routine tests, and a monthly stipend. Not too big to become a target, not too small to worry. Everything runs through a corporate trustee. No one knows my name. Her job is to live, read, tend orchids, volunteer literacy 3 days a week. As for me, I left my old accounting job, put myself on a modest salary from my own trust, and founded a nonprofit, Neighbor North, because I want neighborliness to be the thread, not saving, just standing beside. Mission: help elders living alone with small home repairs, medical paperwork, and service connections. From the first 3 cases to 200 in 12 months, grab bars, gas leak stove replacements, roof patches, cataract appointments, discount drug enrollments, we track 3 KPIs. 1. Days to normal, time to resume routine after help. 2. Second call. Do they reach out again? A sign we feel like neighbors, not donors. 3. Quiet minutes. At least 15 minutes of conversation per case. Loneliness isn't fixed with a hammer, but with someone who stays. I hired Charlotte as community coordinator. She listens with her eyes. The frayed coat, uneven soles, nearly empty pill bottle. We don't hand out cash. We buy materials, book contractors, schedule doctors. All through contracts, the client touches the door that no longer sticks, not the dollar amount. With family, I keep honest distance. We still say happy birthday, still have holiday dinners, but no more Evelyn's got it. Oddly, when I stopped spending to keep the peace, the house grew peaceful in a different way. Fewer blames, fewer unspoken debts. I learned to help anonymously only when it truly matters, not to buy love, but to keep my humanity. Dad's minor heart scare, hospital patient fund, got a timely anonymous donation. The paperwork glided. KK, cousin Ryan finally checked into gambling rehab. Halfway through, payments lagged. The center planned to cut him off. A nameless transfer landed. No one knew it was me, and I prefer it that way. Before I hit send on anything, I look at 2 sticky notes on my screen. Help people stand. Don't let them stand on you. If you need credit, you're not ready to help. If your first year after a life shift, money, job, opportunity, feels wobbly, here are 3 moves that worked for me. 1. Turn good intentions into structure. Don't give in a lump. Design the flow, monthly support, checkup schedules, maintenance calendars. Structure makes kindness durable. For elders, service contracts beat envelopes. 2. Pick width that fits, depth that matters. We don't chase big vanity numbers, fewer people, deeper work. 1 owner per case until it's done. The feeling of someone I can call beats a photo op. 3. Ask before every assist. Oh, does this build capacity or build dependency? Oh, when I step away, does the system keep working? Oh, if I can't put my name on it, do I still want to do it? If you hesitate, don't. Weekend evenings, Martha and I eat lentil soup and listen to the weather. She says, "You changed your life without changing how you see life. That's your luck." I smile. I moved from balancing books to balancing my heart. A year ago, I thought freedom could be bought. Now, I know freedom is not having to prove, not proving I'm worthy by paying for everyone, not proving success with shiny photos, not proving love by biting my tongue. I choose orderly quiet, bounded help, love with lines. That's when everything finally fit. If I had to compress my journey into 1 sentence, money doesn't change people, money turns on the light. When darkness lifts, you see what was always there: unconditional generosity, or habit of calculation, the ability to listen, or the need to control, gratitude, or entitlement. I once thought wealth would heal the hollowness of certain relationships. No, wealth clarifies which bonds have foundations and which stand on demands. Between those shores lies a bridge called boundaries. Without it, you get dragged back no matter how much you have. I learned 3 truths, slowly but surely. First, real kinship gives without forcing you to receive. Martha didn't ask how much, didn't want receipts, didn't attach a lecture. She gave an envelope and space, a pull-out sofa, a simple meal, a few right questions. In a world where help often comes with control, she chose help, then stepped back. That stepping back is worth more than any expensive gift. Second, boundaries are the language of respect. The first clean no, I spoke without guilt, showed me how long I'd used money as a love tax, paying to keep peace, to avoid criticism, to exist in a circle, where I was never really myself. When I stopped paying that tax, the noise died down. The ones who stayed did so for me, not my wallet. Boundaries aren't walls. They're a map. Inner ring, outer ring, and no entry. Third, self-worth isn't measured by rescue capacity. I thought generous was my finest identity. Then I saw generosity without discipline is the quickest way to hollow out. I don't need the title carrier. I choose companion, less drama, more durability. Freedom arrives when you stop performing, not buying love, not flaunting success, not proving kindness with exhaustion. So what is money for? It's a tool. A hammer doesn't make you a carpenter, how you use it does. In undisciplined hands, money is a weapon. With principles, it's a system. Martha's checkups calendar, grab bars in a widow's bathroom, a small scholarship at the right time. Money doesn't tell a good story, you do. Money only amplifies the volume. If you want to step out of the love tax into kind freedom, here's my 6-line cheat sheet taped to my desk. 1. Change the core question from how do I keep people from being mad to how do I be honest and kind? The right question births the right action. 2. Write a 5-line boundary creed. Read daily. My money is not a tool to be loved. I help when helping doesn't harm me. I don't rescue. I raise capacity. I'm allowed to say no. I choose slow to go far. 3. Design a breaker, not a switch. Support levels 1, 2, 3. 1. Advice appointment. 2. Service referral. 3. Time-bound project. No one jumps to 3 on the first ask. 4. 72-hour bleach test. Wait 3 days before family-related financial decisions. If it's still clear after 72 hours, proceed. If muddy, pause. 5. Invert the credit. If no one knew it was me, would I still do it? If not, you're buying a feeling, not helping. 6. Choose an anchor, like my Martha. Share the plan, not every number. Find someone who doesn't need to control you to feel safe. Apply these, and 2 things happen. First, some people will drift away. They came with a withdrawal expectation, not an intention to stay. Let them go. It's a gift. Second, what remains becomes obvious. Fewer people, deeper ties, warmer, steadier. I'm Evelyn. I'm not rich because I have money. I'm rich because I stopped paying to be loved. I'm rich because I can say no gently, and yes without self-betrayal. If you stand before the door I once faced, remember, turn on the light. When the room is bright, you'll know who to hug, who to keep by the door, and who to leave on the porch. And then, quietly, you'll realize you've been enough all along.